hear me? Right. If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Today we've got the full list of the RBZ looters, um, those people who benefited from the RBZ loans, and probably some of them they never paid them. Right. We also have some bishops, men of the cloth, like Ezekiel Guti, Nobet Kunonga, you got Agatha Kunonga, Rutendo Utaunashe, Bishop Nehemiah Mtendi. Actually, Bishop Nehemiah Mtendi actually got two loans. One was for US 271,000, and the other one was for 315,600, which is a total of 586,600. Right. So the other list is quite a long list. Right. As I said, this is breaking news. Right. Right. If I can read the list to you, probably you may understand the scale of the corruption that we are dealing with here. Right, right. Right. From the people who are linked to ZANU-PF, actually most of these people they are also linked to ZANU-PF. We've got the Nyabaza family, right? They got a loan to the tune of 72,574. Then we've got Simba Nyabaza, a loan of US 99,718,000. Simon Nyabaza, 76,139. Takudzwa Nyabaza, 20,900. Then we've got Michael Nyabaza, US 125,633,000. And a Father Nyabaza, who is listed as a priest, who also got US 72,574. Right. So this family, none of this family has paid back their loans yet. And you can see that it's actually a huge amount. Then on the second list, we've got the Mugabe's, Leo Mugabe, to the tune of US 100,885. We've got Sabina Mugabe. She got 66,680. This is the Mugabe family I'm talking about at the moment. We've got Bridget Mugabe, who received US 42,720. And we also have the former head of Zinar and Mugabe's nephew, Albert Mugabe. He got 64,792. And his nephew, Patrick Joao, he got US 93,000. Then we've got Robert Joao, he got US 50,120. And one called Kaitano Mutandwa Mugabe with US 63,000, and Constanza Mugabe with US 44,879. Um, right, this is the Mugabe family, which will also include the Matibiri family. We've got Innocent Matibiri, who was a senior police officer during the Mugabe era. I think most of you know him. He got a loan of 400,825. Then we've got this Maslin Matibiri, 15,000. Silence Matibiri, 100 US 117,176. We've got Plaxidis Matibiri, US 27,000. Marvin Matibiri, and most of these people, you can actually see that they've got the same surname. We've got also John Masisa Matibiri, US 31,167,000. Here I'm reading the full list of these people who were granted loans by the RBZ, and some of them they have never been paid back. We also have Albert Nyakuyedzwa of Folkington Farm, who was awarded a loan of US 286,853. And here we are talking of large amounts of money. There's also Norbert Nyakuyedzwa, who got 59,000, almost 60,000 US. Then we have got doctors like Dr. Douglas Mombeshora. He got a loan of US 312,528, and his wife Millicent Mombeshora, um, she got US 98,539. Lucy Mombeshora 78,145. Gideon Mombeshora 91,953. Augustine Mombeshora 60,118. And none of the Mombeshora family members repaid their loan. So you can see the amount of corruption that's going on. Next, we have Christina Sofia Chakwi. She got a loan of US 405,967, while Ray Tanyaradzwa Chakwi he got US 177,799. Refias Chakwi 34,000, and none of the Chakwis repaid their loans. Then we've got people like Dakarai Mapuranga, US 52,943. And then they've never paid back their loans to the RBZ, right? Some of them, they might have paid a little bit, but most of them, they've never paid. And we've got a list of people who owed RBZ loans have never paid back anything. So these people, they got the loans during Gideon Gono's time as he was the RBZ governor. It was a farm machination scheme. So what happened here is that the debt was transferred to the government, meaning that your taxes that pay the debt to the RBZ, it is your taxes, it is your money. So they got the farms, so they got the free loans. So the late Robert Mugabe himself, who was president at the time, he got a loan of US 2,239,109. This is President Robert Mugabe, the late President Robert Mugabe. That was probably was obviously being the president at the time. He was the biggest beneficiary. Then you have Emerson Mnangagwa. He's got a debt which he hasn't paid of US 411,728 for his farm, right? Then we have the late former Vice President Joseph Msika. He had US 678,867. And former Vice President Mujuru, you'll be shocked. She also got a loan of US 131,200, which she hasn't paid. And this loan was obtained under the Mujuru project. So she hasn't paid. Then we have former Vice President Pekezela Mpoko. He's got a loan of US 40,664, which he hasn't paid. There's also Obet Mpofu, was also the Minister of Transport. He got US 383,796. Then we've got people like Walter Chidakwa. He owes US 400,267. Then we've got Patrick Chinamasa. Patrick Chinamasa, he owes 350,463. Then people like Martin Dina, he's got a loan of US 378,122. People like Nicholas Goche, 305,608. Then Olivia Muchena, she's got US 376,470. Then the likes of the late Elliot Manyika, he had a loan of US 312,500. We are talking about US dollars here. These are not Zimbabwe dollars. Then people like Mike Madiro, he got US 319,727. Simbarasham Benkegwi 312,000. Then our dear Bright Matonga, he got a loan of US 359,420. And Edna Madzongwe, he's got US 325,368. Then we've got like the likes of Webster Shamu, he got US 302,715. Sydney Sekremai, he's got US 331,222. And also another 335,181. Then we've got people like Didmas Mutasa. He had an amount of 203,797. Opam Chinguri, US 383,131. These are all running into hundreds of thousands, our viewers. This is the full list of those people who hasn't returned back their money. And to continue, we've got Rugare Gumbo. He's got US 316,767. Flora Buka, she had 331,972. Francis Neymar, US 129,035. Ignatius Chombo, I think Ignatius Chombo, you understand that when the previous regime was dethroned, he was found actually with US 10 million. But on this one, he had a loan of US 248,601. And Christopher Mshowe, 289,565, and also 48,574. So he had a total of US 338,139. Then we've got people like Nyasha Chikwinya. She got US 151,143. And Governor Ray Kaukonde, US 231,139. Then we've got Christopher Mtswangwa, um, US 80,699. Then we've got Paul, Mutswangwa Paul Munyaradzi, right? Paul Munyaradzi Mangwana, US 58,956. Then Victor Matema Danda, 25,534. And former Chief Magistrate Mishrod Guvamombe, he's got a loan of US 107,848. And these people, mind you, they haven't paid back these loans yet, back to the RBZ. Then we've got Justice Paddington Garwe. He owes US 92,986. Justice Offers Chitakonye, US 92,685. Justice Tedious Garwe, US 95,732, and Justice Tendai Fanwe Uchena, 89,382. Justice Lavenda Makoni, 87,984. And the Deputy Chief Justice Elizabeth Gwaunza, she got 62,534. Justice Cheda, he got US 69,729. Right. Another Supreme Court judge, Justice Antonia Gubaba, is listed as owing US 68,380. Then other judges like Justice Ben Tlachwayo, he's got 49,801. Justice Charles Hungwe, he's got US 46,640. Justice Tawanda Chitapi, US 44,817. And Justice Susan Mavangira, US 33,695. Justice Venanda Ziambi, I think this one is related to Ziambi. Ziambi was the Minister of Justice and Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. She's got US 33,695. Then Custom Kachamba, who is a former senior magistrate, it's got 42,947. So there's also any Marigora. She's got a loan of 48,600. Morgan Nemadire, 1,299. I think, right? This one is from Nemadire village. Then we've got like former Attorney General Tomana. He's got 63,583. And then another senior member of the Attorney General's office, Florence Siambi, she's got 63,982. So the current Attorney General Advocate Prince Machaya, he also was 46,752, right? And Brigadier General Douglas Nyikayaramba, right? He's got US 169,972. Then we've got Chief Elections Officer Lavmo Sekramai, US 46,858. Then Tobaiwa Mudede, who was the Registrar General, he's got a loan of 250,896. Then we've got people like Gabriel Chaiva, who was at the time a ZANU-PF apologist, who is now the commissioner of the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission, ZAC. He owes US 88,623. Then Right. Also, the late former president of Malawi, Bingwa Mutharika, he is also listed as having been given a loan to the tune of US 124,111. That was in 2007 under the Farm Mechanization Scheme. So apparently, it is evidence that Mutharika was married to a Zimbabwean and had a farm in Zimbabwe. Right. Then we have Gerald Mlochwa, a lawyer and son-in-law of President Mnangagwa. He owes 59,605. Then we also have the likes of Joseph Chinotimba with the MP for Buhera. He's got a loan of US 163,401, which he hasn't paid back. Then we have Puprai Togarepi. He's got a loan of US 72,547, and Obadiah Moyo, a loan of US 130,963. And also there's one called Rojem Fumira, who is listed twice as having US 112,581. I think she's from the Marsh West, and also US 59,499. So she's got a total of US 172,080. And also Chariro Otarai, who is the son of the no Chariro, who is the son of the former minister Priska Mfumira, also did not pay his did not repay his loan. Right. Um. Then we've got Chen Chimtengwende. He's got a loan of US 98,780. Lazarus Dokora 82,719. Stempi Sonyoni 7,097. Sylvester Nguni 53,600. Joel Bigimatiza 46,949. Apollonia Munzerengi 59,662. Ambrose Mtiniri 68,321. Michael Bimba 73,877. David Chapika 79,936. Then we've got Kagonye Petronella 94,761. And David Parenyatwa, I think his farm is called Tamboka Guta Farm. He's got a loan of US 88,631, which he hasn't paid back. And then the likes of Mandi Chimene, sorry, I think the farm was called, right, Tasende Kirapano Farm, US 37,520. Then Same Undenge 70,935. Jason Machaya 49,700. Josiah Ungwe 99,511. Joram Gumbo 39,869. July Moyo 42,450. Owen Muda Ngwe 38,000. Frederick Shava 62,217. David Marapira 54,293. Right. We also have Makosini Hlongwane. Makosini Hlongwane, I think he used to also work for ZBC. He got a loan of US 108,767. Then Kindness Paraza, US 118,485. Peter Aritatos, US 38,000. Then we've got the likes of Temba Mliswa, US 462,999. Then we've got like Wikno Chivayo, 48,315. And Wilson Manasseh, US 297,015. Then we've got ZES appointee Dr. Sydney Zikuzogata, who is the executive chairman, 50,600. Then we've got Ruben Barwe, who is also, you know, a journalist for the ZBC, 79,607 US dollars. Judith Makwanya, I think the late Judith Makwanya, 35,984. Then Karen Zimpepa's CEO, Pikrai Deketeke, US 44,860. George Chisoko, US 340,616. George Charamba, US 127,723. Geshem Pasi, I think he was the, the boss for Zimra, I think. I'm not sure if he's still the one. 70,099. Then former clerk of Parliament Austin Zoma, 75,807. And ex-head of the ZBC Hepson Mchechetere, a sum of US 82,476. Then the bishops, which is the clergy, the men of God. We've got Archbishop Ezekiel Guti, US 116,693. Nobit Kunonga, um, I think he was one of the head of the Anglican Church in Harare. He had a loan of US 98,661. Then we've got Agatha Kunonga, who is also listed as having received US 58,318. Then we've got Rutendo Utaunashe. She got a loan of US 18,200. Then I think the biggest beneficiary is on the clergyman is Bishop Nehemiah Mutendi. I think he's the leader of the ZCC church in Zimbabwe and other branches out of Zimbabwe. He was actually awarded two loans, one of US 271,000 and another one of US 315,600. So actually he collected a total amount of US 586,600. So this brings us to the end of this list of the people who were actually granted the loans that some of them they've never paid back. So I don't know, viewers, since we've got the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission, of which one of the leaders, um, he's also owing 88,623. So this is um, the taxpayers' money, actually. This is the taxpayers' money. This is your money. Yeah, because this list that I've read, you can actually, if you calculate it, it runs into millions and millions. Probably, probably there's a much more longer list than this one, because the amounts that I can see here, it just boggles the mind. I can't really believe this. I can't really believe this, because if you look at the list from Mugabe's time, you can actually see families who are affiliated to ZANU PF. You can see the Leos, the Sabinas, the Bridges, Patrick, their sons, their children, the Matibiri family. You can actually see like there is kind of you know a a big list of beneficiaries of people who were or affiliated or who are still affiliated to the ruling party. Because if you go down with the list, you can actually see a lot of these people with like prominent positions in ZANU PF. Almost each and everyone benefited from this. Almost each and everyone benefited from this. So you can see the list, or probably the extent of corruption in Zimbabwe. One thing that actually caught my eye on this list is actually the judiciary, the judges. You, the, you know, Quite a lot of judges here. You see, they actually benefited the likes of Paddington Garwe, Alphas Chitakunye, Justice Uchena, Lavenda Makono, all these people in the judiciary, they actually got a piece of the share of the loans, which they haven't actually bothered to pay back. So it's like they were just given this list on this money, just and they never bothered to pay it back. Even actually each and every department, they actually benefited. You can also see like the likes of Tobai Wamudede, they got US 250,000. Even Tomana, even this brigadier Douglas Nyiramba, the amounts are jaw breaking. The amounts are just jaw breaking, because you see someone getting like 300,000, 400,000 US dollars. That's quite a lot of money. Then you wonder where this country is going. You see where this country is going. Then yet there is this kind of corruption, where people are benefiting and are not even bothered to pay back. You wonder why, even the late President Mugabe said he couldn't even account for the 15 billion. You know, now I think you can actually see why he said that, because you know this level of corruption, it's it's just amazing. It's really amazing. So you can see why the likes of Hopo Chingono are being brutalized, because they've actually brought out this kind of corruption. And to make matters worse, um those who haven't paid these loans, they are just scot free. There is no accountability at all. You can even see like the likes of Ruben Barwe. He has actually benefited. He's just a journalist at ZBC, and he has benefited to almost to the tune of almost US 80,000. And it's like each and everyone who is affiliated to ZANU-PF, they've actually um they've actually benefited. And there's a person here from Paul Jordan who is saying, who will arrest them if uh, if the law is corrupt? Right. This is this is a difficult question to answer, Paul, because it's really difficult if the judges are also involved in this kind of corruption, and the ministers, former ministers, the journalists, the attorney generals. So who will arrest these people? So it's like we are not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. It's the level of corruption in Zimbabwe is just amazing. It's really amazing, because probably this is not the only um, uh, amounts that we know about. Remember, there's also the 3 billion, the command agriculture, which was also channeled through the Reserve Bank. Then the scandals and all sorts of things. So I think it's high time we you know people now are saying enough is enough. If there is anyone who is saying the current administration is doing anything good, I think those people, they need to have their brains checked, because actually this level of corruption, and the administration tend to blame the West for the economic disaster in the country, yet it is purely corruption and greedy and maladministration. Right. Right. I think I've seen a comment here. Someone said we are not heading for disaster. We are in serious disaster. We are not heading for disaster. We are already in disaster. I think this is a comment from Emmanuel K. Nguyen. Right. Right. He says, if we dare continue under a government with this level of corruption, we are headed for disaster. So, viewers, I think from what I have read, from the list that I have read, you can actually see even the men of God, they are involved. The likes of Archbishop Ezekiel Guti, you know, getting to the tune of US 116,693 on top of the tithes and offerings from his church. Also, Nobet Kunonga. If you remember, Nobet Kunonga was affiliated to ZANU-PF. Remember the Anglican Church saga, which tore the church apart, and he actually brought some policemen to the church to, I think, to deal with some property issues or something like that. He was also affiliated to ZANU PF, and probably Agatha Kununga, I think probably is his wife, you know. Then you see the likes of Rutendo Utakunesh. These are the people we look up to as men of God. But look here now, they are on the list of people who hasn't paid back their loans that they got from the RBZ, of which actually it's your money, it's our money that's being misused every day by this regime. Like I've seen, right, I would like to mention this one. Bishop Nehemiah Mutende, who is a leader of the ZCC church. I've seen countless times he's always with the ZANU-PF people, the ZANU-PF administration. He's always with them, and I was wondering why on earth does this man align himself to to the things of the politics, yet he is a man of the cloth, right? I'll read a comment from Sikoma Lele. She says that since those whom we gave the power, right, gave the power to uphold the law are now breaking the law, who then will police the police? It is now up to us as Zimbabweans. We are Zimbabwean. Certainly, you are right, Sikoma Kelele, because right now it is difficult at the moment to deal with corruption. Yet those who are supposed to be the custodians of the law, they are also corrupt in their dealings, because no one is clean here from the list that I've just read. No one is clean here, and they keep on blaming the sanctions, yet it is the corruption and the greed and the maladministration that is killing the economy of Zimbabwe. You can actually note that right now there is at least 95% unemployment in our own country, and our own graduates, they are struggling even to find jobs. But yet here we've got this list which runs into millions and millions, you know, of the abuse of funds and abuse of state facilities, excuse me, right? So we can now see the level of corruption. You can now see why they are victimizing people like Hopo Chingono and all other people who are trying to talk about corruption, who are bringing out these shenanigans by the current regime, that they are being targeted. This is what is going on behind the scenes. The level of corruption is probably, this list is just a tip of the iceberg. A lot is happening out there, right? I'm gonna read um in comment from Imelda. She said, can you imagine them blaming the sanctions? Who does that? So the problem here, you can actually see that it's not about the sanctions at all. It's about the maladministration. It's about the greediness. It's about the incompetence. You know, I can recall in an article, or write a story about Zinara, where they were giving each other tenders running into millions, and they were not even like constructing roads. They would just create like front companies, then they would just share the profit without even digging a trench to make the roads, you see. So the corruption is everywhere. The corruption is everywhere, and you can imagine each and every sector or government sector, how much corruption is there in the police, in the army, in the public sector, each and every government department, you see. So there is a lot that's happening, and that's why you see probably that the regime is not gonna give in easily, you see. They're not going to give in easily. But so this is the list that I've read, and now you can actually see for yourself, right? Hilda Ngomo here says Obadiah Moyo is a free man, yet he is a big thief, but because he is a cartel's never been talked about him. This is a crew of Chikurubi, of this rotten government. Right, that's very true. Because if you look at the likes of like um Ignatius Chombo, who was found with 10 million and nothing has happened to him. You've got like the likes of Priska Mfumira, the NASA saga. You've got the likes of these farm mechanization programs, and the looting of this. No one has been arrested or has been sent to jail, but they actually arrest the people who try to bring out corruption. But as I have said, that if at all there's anyone who is saying that the ZANU-PF government is doing a great job in running the economy, I think that person probably needs a examination of his mind, because from what we've seen from the list here, it is a big list, and probably there is more to this. Probably this is just a tip of the iceberg. So you've seen for yourself, viewers, and it is up to the people to free themselves, because no one is gonna you know free the citizens. Right right Yeah, on the screen here, yes, Bishop Nehemiah Mtend was actually granted two loans, US 271,000 and 315,000. So you can actually see, you know they benefit a lot. They benefit of a lot. So if we talk of these men of God, probably we can probably put them in the spotlight to say, okay, these are the people, right, who are leading their flocks, right? But behind the scenes, they are actually wolves in sheep's clothing. you know they are actually wolves in sheep's clothing, because they are not uh, doing what they preach. you know so if you owe a debt, the Holy Book says, if you owe a debt, you have to pay it back, isn't it, viewers? You have to pay it back. But you know they are preaching otherwise. And I've also seen like the Archbishop Ezekiel Guti. Remember, there was an issue with his Bindura stand about, I think, about his university somewhere in Bindura. There was an issue about the land ownership, and somehow he got the land. I don't know on what ground. Probably on the same grounds, because of his affiliation to the ruling party. So we just wanted to bring you this list, so that at least you can actually see for yourself. If you want to see the full list, it's there on our Facebook page. You can actually go through it if you want to see it in full detail, right? If you can actually see, you know, what the amount of, if you want to calculate, probably, I don't know how many millions you come up with, because me myself, I couldn't add up all these figures there. It's just too much. It's just too much. But as I have said, we just wanted to bring you this list. We will have other programs tonight, I think from 9 o'clock. But we just wanted you to bring you this breaking news, to say that this is what's really happening behind the doors. And it's really heartbreaking. People are suffering, people are dying, and people, there's COVID at the moment and everything. And but this government is playing dilly-dallying with people's lives, and especially in this pandemic. So it's really heartbreaking, but this is what it is, our viewers, and we thank you for joining us. So please do join us again. I think from 9 o'clock tonight. We also have other programs behind the mic, our live talk show where we discuss other issues. But do get in touch with us if you feel there is anything that you want us to know. You can inbox us. You can send a message through the inbox. We also put our WhatsApp number on the page, so that if you have anything that you want to say to us, you can say to us. My name is Advocate Chapkanya. I'm here in Birmingham, in the United Kingdom, and we'll keep on bringing you um breaking news, current events, or anything like that. And thank you for joining us, and have a lovely evening. So we will see you later. Thank you.